Hockey season is upon us. Teams are making their final choices, getting ready to get ready for training camp and wrap up their summer roster update. And this is my thoughts on the Penguins, how their line's going to look, and who I think will have a good season and will thrive, and who will be on the decline, and who I think will do well. Anyway, first up, we have Jarek McKay on left wing, who played pretty decent with Crosby during the season last year. But someone who's been struggling to find his game for years, who's been on two teams and who's on a one-year deal this season. If he plays with Sid this year and finds his game and scores 20 goals, he has potential to be a pretty good top forward for the Penguins for years to come if he finds his game. And I'm pretty sure McCain just finally wants some place to stay now for years to come. And plus, he's only 23. He's still developing. And on center, we all know Sidney Crosby, the leader, the captain, the man that makes this team run, and still the best player in the world to this day. I don't care what anyone says. Who can still put up 100-point seasons. Then on right wing, we have Jake Getzel. Hell of a player, that Jake Getzel. He's about to get paid this season.
Hey, Dennis, what's up, man?
And so, can he score 40 goals again?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for him, but the numbers do drop. I can see him putting up 30 goals. He's a hell of a player, this Jake Getzel. So these are my first line predictions. McCain, Crosby, Getzel. Moving down the second line, we know that the top two centermen are always going to be Crosby and Malkin, and Malkin's going to be that second in command, their second best player, their second best forward. And on right wing, we have Alex Galchenyuk replacing Phil Kessel after the trade, and losing Kessel is going to be a problem because he helped the team a lot when the Penguins were struggling. He put up 30 goals a season, and now we got a player that's only put up mostly 20 goals a season, or less, I think. But if Alex Galchenyuk can play decent with Malkin, since he's young, he's got speed. If he can play really well and find his game, he has potential to put up 30 goals. But I know one thing, it's going to be tough for this team to start without a lot of the chemistry they lost, because Kessel played a big role in the power play. He played a big role in the Stanley Cup run, so Kessel is going to be missed a lot. And on left wing, we have Dominic Cahoon, who I feel who's going to play on this left wing. Since he's 24, he's young. I would put Rust on there, but I feel like Rust is going to be gone because the Pens got to make a trade if they're going to sign the last RFA that they need to resign. I could see Hornquist taking the spot back, but a lot of people are saying Hornquist is on the decline after how bad he played this year, since he only scored 18 goals. Plus, he is in his early 30s, pushing to mid. But Hornquist could bounce back. Like, I could see him bouncing back, like, and putting up somewhere to 20 to 30 goals. But when it comes to Hornquist, a lot of people say his contract is going to sting the Penguins since he plays a grinder game. And apparently they say a lot of those players are on the decline super quick. But so those are my second line predictions. On third line, I've already said Patrick Hornquist could potentially take the second line spot back if he has a strong season and bounces back. But I think he's going to be on third line since Dominic Cahoon is younger. And me personally, I would love to see Malkin have some speed on his line steps, some person that is a grinder. But he does play well with Malkin when he has a chance, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, third line, Nick Bjugstad, the player that the Pens traded from Florida, exchange that they gave Derek Brassard and Rowie Shenahan. I wasn't a big fan of the trade before, but now I think of it, I think this trade was worth it because we could have lost Brassard and lost Rowie for nothing. So we basically got stuff in return. On right wing, Dominic Simone. Me personally, I think that's where he belongs, and pushing it if he was moved up second line. But he's not a first liner. Dominic Simone is not a first liner. He really isn't. He has basically, I've read a lot of comments, people saying he has no hands, but he's got decent speed, but he just can't seem to score a lot of goals. And this is going to be a contract year for him. I can see this year Dominic Simone putting up 15 to 20 goals if he has a really good season. Anyway, fourth line, Brandon Tennant, who the Pens signed to a 6-year deal for $3 million, and this contract is going to kill the Penguins years down the line, especially with no move.
Cabron.
Zach Aston Reese on wing, which is something. But I feel like him and Teddy Ruger are going to be battling for a spot. Because on the fourth line centerman, I have Adam Johnson taking that spot, or Teddy Ruger. But when it comes to Zach Aston Reese, who recently signed a $1 million deal, he's a fourth liner, Zach Aston Reese. But I can see him battling for a spot against Teddy Ruger. And so far the forward line looks a bit strong, but it's going to take some time to build some chemistry after losing Kessel. So, first line, it is good in my opinion if it looks like this. And now on to defense. Dumo, Letang, your first pair. Schultz, I feel like is going to have a bounce back season, and now is going to be healthier because he missed basically the whole season almost last year getting injured. And on right defense, Marcus Pettersson, who's going to be re-signed soon. And the third and final pair, Jack Johnson, left defense, and this one I know a lot of people would say this would never happen because how slow they are. Eric Gabranson, he did play solid, people say, with the Pens during the playoffs and when they got him, but you would mostly want to have these guys separate apart and just have a bottom defenseman play on the third with Ricola or Chad, but the way Sullivan is, he's been playing a lot of enforcers. You saw it with Garrett Wilson. And now on to goaltending. Matt Murray, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, young, but he's been having a bit of a struggle lately. And I feel like Murray is going to bounce back. I feel like he will. But he needs to stay healthy. And Casey DeSmith, solid backup, who actually took over the starting job during last season when Murray was struggling. So I can only see DeSmith being a backup, and for emergency backups, Tristan Jarry